Excuse me, I'm sorry. Well, good afternoon, everybody. This is JRC99US coming semi-live from my truck, aka the JRC99US mobile. And I wanted to talk about something kind of cool, but something that's a little concerning, well, at least from my perspective. I don't usually like saying things are right or wrong by my perspective, because that kind of dabbles into subjective opinionism, which I am not a big fan. Subjective opinions, if people use subjective opinions as a objective standard, it falls into the realm of self-righteousness. So I don't like to do that. But anyway, I wanted to talk about what obviously you probably saw the title for this video was. So recently we've been finding out that there are two movies out in theaters. I think there's more, but the two that I know of are Obsession and The Backrooms. And these are highly, highly successful independent films that are completely free of the Hollywood DEI machine. And it looks like that these smaller studios, most notably A24, is hiring independent filmmakers who made amazing, amazing stories, like video stories or mini movies on YouTube. Biggest note example is The Backrooms by oh my gosh, is it Ken? I think it's Ken Parsons. I can't remember, I'm sorry. Goes by another name by Pixels. I apologize, I know I sound like a goofball right now, but anyway, the thing is that it's kind of weird. So it's all based off of a creepypasta that's been on Reddit for years, but I won't go into too much detail because I'm sure you guys have actually seen better videos than mine that talks about The Backrooms. Anyway, I always thought The Backrooms was a very interesting creepypasta. I'm not a giant fan of creepypastas, but I do like ones that have like some really good story to them. But I'll tell you what I am not a fan of. I am not a fan of horror films, and that's what I want to talk about. You've seen other big name YouTubers like Sydney Watson and others who talk about it. I think my good friend Doomcock has talked about this as well. But otherwise, and the Critical Drinker, he's talked about this. I'm sure others will too. That, of course, these have been absolute box office smash hits, and it's paving a new way for Hollywood to kind of deplatform themselves and get rid of the DEI and woke nonsense that has plagued our pop culture, especially more notably our movies and our TV shows. So, what is the problem that I'm seeing right now? Well, here's the thing. So far, Obsession and The Backrooms share a common genre. They're horror films. Sydney Watson also pointed out other indie horror films have been made. She most notably noted one, I can't remember the name of it. It was something basic like this. It was by two French brothers. And they said that it did really well in the theaters, but it really freaked her out. In fact, in her review about these indie films and DEI is dying in Hollywood, this film that she was talking about, she said she didn't want to show clips because she watched the whole thing and apparently she had nightmares and it really terrified her. Now, I know to all you horror junkies out there that that's a good thing. People should be terrified of these because that's what it's supposed to bring, is a terrifying story, something that may give you nightmares because it's horror. Haha, this is fun and stuff. And once again, that's the problem. Backrooms and Obsession, I'm not here to dig on them. I'm not here to try to be morally virtuous compared to these people, but therein lies the problem. Right now, these new films by indie filmmakers are all horror. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. And of course, the well-known and very, very famous Markiplier did his film called Iron Lung, based off of the game. And it did really well as well. I love Markiplier. My wife and I loved his Try Not to Laugh challenges. I hope he does more. I haven't seen his channel in a long time, but the one where he does the Try Not to Laugh challenge after he got his wisdom teeth removed is still our favorite one because it still makes us laugh to this day. So the thing is that congratulations to Markiplier, especially. Anyway, so back to the thing is, once again, even with Markiplier, it's another horror movie. Now, you guys know I'm a Christian. More specifically, if you want to get down to my politics and to my morals, I am a Christian constitutional conservatarian. But most of all, I'm a follower of Jesus Christ. Am I a perfect follower of Jesus Christ? No. I'm just the messenger. Okay, so that's the thing. But I just wanted to talk about the problem here is that there's people are saying like, yay, we're breaking away from Hollywood and we're gonna see more independent filmmakers take down the Hollywood machine, the DEI and woke machine. Well, what have you got? Well, we have horror. Okay, do you have anything else? No. And I'm like, okay, all right, so that's the problem. Here's the thing. Horror films have a tendency to get pretty, I'm going to say it, satanic. And it's just a really bad, it's just a really bad thing to like really focus all your joy and hope on restoring Hollywood through horror films. Now, once again, I'm not making a dig on horror fans and everything. I'm just pointing out, as a follower of Christ, that a lot of the independent movies that we have seen that were pretty successful, namely David, and it's kind of funny, I wouldn't call it an indie movie, but it was pretty successful, was, of course, the Super Mario Brothers and the Super Mario Galaxy movies. They have been highly successful. The problem is like I said, when you only focus on one genre, especially horror. Okay, when you focus on one genre, you tend to kind of isolate a large swath of audiences. And also the other thing is that if this is going to work, you can't just have horror. You have to have something else. And like I said, horror always delves into some pretty satanic stuff. Now, I do want to say something. I would like to go see The Backrooms. I really would. The only thing is, once again, I'm not a horror fan. I don't like to be scared. And I don't like to be, like, jump scared, mostly. Would I probably see it when it comes out on streaming? Yeah, I probably would. But I'm just not a horror fan. Creepypastas sometimes spark my interest. But they only go so far as, no, I'm not there just to get scared and to be like this. I just find some of their stories kind of fascinating. So I'm just hoping in the future that if we are truly going to take down the Hollywood woke machine, that we really need to find some independent filmmakers. And I'm sure they're out there. I don't know if they're going to be listening to my little podcast here or not. But if you guys do hear me and you're into filmmaking, I really would highly recommend get out there. I can't remember what his name was. Alan something. This guy. Okay, here, let me break it down. I've seen people who make short films on Newgrounds, if it's still around. I used to go to Newgrounds all the time. And some people would make some good series. So one of the best ones I've ever saw was the Super Mario Brothers Z series show / movie. And it had a fantastic story to it. And I mean, I would love to see something more like that. I mean, if you made of course I know copyright, but if you made something like a Super Mario Z type movie, I mean, for crying out loud, my wife and I are really excited about the new Jason Statham movie coming out called Mutiny, and I think Lionsgate is producing it. And what my wife and I have realized is that anything that pretty much comes from Lionsgate these days is pretty much a guaranteed hit. Or at least it's going to develop, if it's not a hit in the theaters, it will definitely develop a cult following. I mean, Lionsgate brought us John Wick, for crying out loud. So, yeah, we're looking forward to that. And that's what we're talking about. Have some more, action adventure. Maybe some, get some sci-fi in there. Get some kids movies. You know what I would love to see? I would love to see somebody with an independent reason for making films, or an indie filmmaker, make a rated G film. I know. Oh, we don't need any more like vippity skippity, rainbows, sunshines, and ponies films. But I grew up in the 80s and the 90s. Okay? Like the Super Mario Brothers and the Super Mario Galaxy movie did not need to be rated PG at all. It should have been G. But I would like to see if somebody could actually make an actual good theater-worthy G movie. I'm a father. I have kids. I have a 7 and a 4-year-old, and I would love to take them to a rated G film and not really worry about them possibly getting scared. But, I mean, PG is not bad, but when was the last time we actually saw a rated G film? I mean, you want to talk about doing a challenge? Here's a challenge for you guys. You want to challenge the Hollywood woke machine? Make a good, independent, rated G film, and then you would definitely show them that, guess what? You can make $1 billion with a G-rated film. So, well, that's pretty much my 2 cents on this matter. Once again, I am not beating down anybody who enjoys horror. I'm not trying to beat down anybody who is making horror outside of the Hollywood machine. I'm just saying there's kind of a disturbing trend of just relying on horror films to kind of get Hollywood back. And if somebody like Sydney Watson is tending to get nightmares from it, yeah, I know people say, well, see, they did the right thing. Well, at the same time, not really, because if nobody knows what you're talking about because they can't see it, then anyway, that is my opinion, but I'm also appealing to an objective moral standard. Once again, I'm not saying I'm a better person. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm just the messenger. I'm a follower of Jesus Christ, and I'm also a father. I would like to see, actually, let's get other genres going. I mean, I know Angel Studios messed up with Animal Farm. They messed up big time. David film was outstanding. King of Kings was really good. But yeah, let's get some more rated G films out there. They don't necessarily have to be developed by Angel Studios. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but they don't necessarily have to be Christian. They also don't necessarily have to be anti-Christian or something that's really actually disturbing. So that's what I wanted to say about this. Congratulations to everybody, for the guys who produced Obsession and The Backrooms, and even especially to Markiplier for Iron Lung. Congratulations on all of them. You guys earned it, and you earned it well. I just like to see something a little more variety, and maybe less possibly satanic. So that's it. Anyway, this is JRC99US coming semi-live from the JRC99US mobile, aka my truck. I'll talk to you guys next time. Have a good day. Bye-bye.